Welcome to On Air with Kate Butler, where we are revealing life's best kept secrets. Welcome to On Air with Kate Butler, and today I have the absolute honor of introducing you to Amber Whitt. Amber owns multiple businesses as the creator and CEO. She has received several awards over the years for her excellence in business development, communications, marketing, strategizing, and sales. Well, it sounds like she's got it all, but we're going to keep going for just one moment here. Amber left the corporate world and started her residential cleaning company from the ground up in 2010. I love this story. And it has grown exponentially. Amber not only helps her clients remove old energies and clear spaces from their homes, but also personally and physically through her energy and sound healing practice, along with hosting wellness retreats. Amber enjoys helping and supporting others from all over the world in many ways, from distant Reiki to sound healing, chakra cleansing, guided meditations, coaching sessions, and more. She believes wellness begins within oneself. Yes, yes. She has done a tremendous amount of inner work, and listen, she is here because she has healed herself, and she is here to help others and be their guide towards their journey inward of self-discovery and awareness. She is also a work in progress over perfection. She really enjoys helping others thrive. Amber Whitt, welcome to our podcast.
Hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I am so excited to be here with you today.
I'm so excited to share you, honestly, with the listeners, with the people that listen to our podcast, with new audiences, because I really just feel like everyone needs to be in your world, right? So let's talk about why I feel that way and really kind of get others to get to know you as well. So first, I just really want to kick it off with, like, I read that amazing bio, and like, what do you think of when you read that, when I read that bio? Are you kind of like, who is that cool chick? Or like,
Yeah,
are
exactly.
you like, damn, I did that? You know what I mean? Right? How do
Is that
you
me?
feel?
Is that, yeah, like, I do. I still have that. Is that me? Did I
Mm.
do all of that? And then the other part of that is where I get to say, like, pat myself on the back and go, wow, like, I really have done a lot of tremendous and amazing things, but I'm not done. And I'm like, I love sharing all of it with anyone who will listen. So yeah, it's some pretty amazing things that I've achieved so far, and I just continue on. Like, I just want to find that fulfillment, right? It's
Mhm.
always about fulfillment for me. It's not about how many materialistic things we can buy. I mean, those are all great and fun, and we all love stuff, but for me it's been, a lot more about creating memories and being able to spend time with family and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of wild to hear a lot of that stuff when you read it, but I get to sit here and just, like,
Mm.
take it all in. I'm just
I
soaking
love
it all in.
I love how you combined, your entrepreneur spirit with your desire to cleanse and create amazing spaces, and then also taking that a step forward and cleansing and clearing inward spaces as well as outward space. So tell me a little bit about, like, did you always know that that connection would be there between your, like, what I'll call, I know it's not a brick and mortar per se, but like your like foundational brick and mortar business and then the spiritual business? Did you always link a connection there, or did that come over time?
That came over time.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, I didn't, for a lot of years, I didn't even know that I was doing so-called energy work. I had been told
Mhm.
a lot of things my entire life about my energy and about, what I was putting off, as far as, like, even just touching people or shaking hands or hugs, and people just kept saying, ever since I was very young, like, wow, there's something very different about your energy. And I would always get asked if I had something warm on my hands, which is funny because my hands are cold to me, like 90% of the time. I have low iron, not that any of that matters, but I run cold, right? So when I touch people though, they feel heat. And I was always like, that's so strange because no, I'm not using any kind of like heating element besides literally just my hands, right? So fast forward to, several lot of years later, and really like having more Reiki done to me, and then kind of finding out through my mentor and through a lot of other people that do energy work, that's something that I was already kind of doing. I just didn't realize it. So as the cleaning company grew, because that's been 13, this is 13 years in this year, 13 years that I started that cleaning company, literally just me in a vacuum. I mean, truly, if you ask my husband, it's so funny when he thinks back, he's like, it was literally you and a vacuum. It was before we had employees. It was before huge social media. It was me like hitting the ground running, going to grocery stores, hanging up flyers, going door to door, literally leaving like little door hangers, me going and putting myself out in events and just places to start getting my name out there. And then things kind of moved forward and we expanded and had started hiring employees and all of that, and it's been amazing and it's been great. And James was able to leave where he worked for, oh my gosh, 10 years. So he's been with me with running the cleaning company now for the last couple of years, which has been amazing. Well, I say amazing, it's challenging too, working with your spouse, don't get me wrong. But then really diving more into energy work as far as me running a practice with that, like actually saying, I actually am certified fully in Reiki. Like I've done all the levels. I'm master Reiki. So I can offer that 100% to people. And then being able to offer that even in like when I'm in clients' homes, and it's talking about truly like when you are removing all of the old, grimy, dirty things, right? When you're cleaning, it is like purging, and it is shifting, and you are removing a lot of old stagnant stuff throughout that house. And people don't really realize that. They just think, oh, clean house, no germs, or we have people that say clean house and it's pretty, right? That's all they care about. It looks nice for a company. But what we're doing is truly it's not just about the cleaning. It is like removing all of those old energies and old toxic things, and however you want to think of it. And then whenever I am in a session with one of my clients offering, we do Reiki, we do guided meditations. I help people work through a lot of different variables, whether it be blocks or traumas, or, I've had people come to me that have had a loved one passed away and they're just trying to literally hang on for dear life to get through life, right? They're just trying to make it day by day to get out of bed. And I'm trying to help them kind of work through that. And so I never knew that like those would be kind of linked together. It's kind of funny now thinking about it, really, because they totally line up. And it's like, I never in a million years could have even expected that to be like that. You know what I mean? So looking at it and telling people about that, it's been pretty tremendous, and I love it. I love I love the cleaning company, but my most favorite, I'm actually in the room right now where I do all of my hands-on stuff. If people are local to me, they get to come be in my Zen den. It's this beautiful space that my husband created. It is like my most favorite room in the house. And it's such a space that's very safe. It's so calm, it's so just warm and inviting, and you just walk in and you get to leave everything else at the door, right? It's all about you. It's all about whatever you need. I'm going to hold this space for you for whatever amount of time we've committed to doing it, and we're going to do it, and we're going to do it together, and I'm going to be here with you, and you get to relax. And I say it at the beginning, and I call in, spirit guides, ancestors, whoever wants to be here with us, benevolent beings, right? We call them benevolent beings. We say anybody who is peaceful, warm. I'm not inviting in, craziness to be here with us. I just say, spirit guides, ancestors, whoever wants to be here with us today, we're going to open this up, and, we kind of go from there. But I allow people to tune out for a little while and really dive into whatever they're dealing with in life. And it's amazing when we're done, the things that have happened in that, whether it be a 30-minute, quick session, whatever we're trying to get into, or an hour. I've had some people that want to be in it for 2 hours with me. And by the time we're done, they're like, I saw people from, I don't even know what, I mean, it's so wild, the things that can come up during a Reiki session. And I love sound healing. I'm kind of obsessed. It's one of my big go-tos. And for sound healing, I have amazing crystal bowls. I also have tuning forks. So I use those throughout for different frequencies. And I'm just telling you, like, when people come in, I can actually see the shifts happening as we're going through kind of processes. And it's wild to just watch, like, their body relax, and I can actually see their breathing change, and everything is just kind of like letting go. And for me to offer that to people is like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to explain it to people unless you get it, right? Like, I don't know how to explain it when people are like, so you just standing there the whole time and you're like doing weird, like, people don't get, and I just say, well, if you ever experienced a session, or if you want to, then then you can really kind of see what it's all about. We're all energy, everything's energy, right? Like, we're all connected. And so it's very interesting what can happen during a session or even after a session, because there's a lot of stuff that'll come up even days after or weeks after, that people reach out to me and go, oh my gosh, you're never going to believe, I thought I had this weird thought while I was there with you, and or this popped up, and then a week later this happened, and then that happened, and then oh my gosh, this happened. And I'm like, write it in a journal, right? Like, keep notes, right? Like, keep it all in a journal. So but yeah, this is probably my very favorite thing to be able to offer to people, because it is such a huge and tremendous just way to let people let their hair down for a little while. It's a little different than like going and getting a massage, where it's very hands-on. This is a little different. You're fully clothed, and you get to lay there and just literally, I just tell people, this is your time, this is your space, I'm here, like, I'm not going anywhere, you're totally safe with me, you just get to be, and we'll just work through things together. And it's like magic. I don't know how else to say it. It's like
You're doing a
magic.
great job explaining it. I love it. And I was going to ask you, what are you diving into currently? But you already answered that question. So, um, when you say you remove blocks for people, with people, tell me a little bit more, because that's something that I know you can do virtually as well, right? And so tell me a little bit about, if I'm someone who, I have a block right now, that I've identified, right, that I want to work through. Give me a little bit of your magic, if you will, right? Like, let's play a little bit here so people can really start to see and experience you. What are some of your techniques, or what are some of the things that you walk people through? What can I expect? Just let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. A lot of people will come in, and they've either let me know a few things maybe prior to meeting me in person, or
Hmm.
they arrive. I
Sure.
say, what are you hoping to receive, or what are you hoping, is there anything that you're wanting me to focus on more? And if they bring that up, they'll say, I'm really stuck on these certain things, or I'm blocked. Like, I know I'm blocked. I've got this, whether it be negative thought patterns, or they're just stuck to where they say, I've had several people that are like, I'm so stuck. I want to make more money. I know I can make more money, but I'm so stuck. I've got this block. I've created this like negative, and I'm going like this because I'm envisioning this as like the block where they're like, I'm
Hmm.
stuck right here. I cannot get through to the other side, and
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do. So then I start with just a few things with mindset stuff. So I start asking some questions at that point. Then once they lay down and we're kind of like in a session, I do start asking a few more questions. And then from there, based on whatever they're telling me, so I ask them if I can connect with their higher power. Yes is usually the answer. If they tell me no, I can still do Reiki, but it's just not quite as a deep of a dive.
Hmm.
When I'm able to connect with your higher power, it's basically like your consciousness and kind of my consciousness, they're kind of like bouncing off of each other, if you will. I'm getting a lot of messages, a lot of things that are coming to me. And when we get done, and I'll use different Reiki symbols and different modalities and things to kind of help work through the blocks, because there are certain symbols that really can focus on that. And
Mhm.
when we get done, I'll start asking more questions. And then I even sit with them and I do some coaching with them after. You can call it intuitive guidance or, whatever you want to think of it. And I've had several people that within that, everybody's a little different. So I can't give you like an exact of this is exactly what I would say. But a lot of people that I have worked on, and maybe it didn't happen within that first session, maybe they still held on to a block because maybe it's something that's been stuck there for so long, right? This loop that they've been stuck on for who knows how long, maybe since they were young. They have this false idea that's been stuck in their head and they don't know how to get rid of it. And so I'll tell people, whenever you leave here, I'm going to send you, a lot of the time it'll be like a grounding meditation or a different type of a meditation. And then I'll say, I want you to, over the next few days, this is what I would like for you to do. And then I would like you to write it down in your journal. And then I want to touch base with you in a week. And then, if you want to come back in, do another session. But a lot of the time what's happening, even after like a second session, people are like, oh my gosh, you are not going to believe what has happened. And I just sit there like, tell me all about it. Just tell me, right? Tell me, because I want to know. Because I love it. Because they'll say, like,
Absolutely.
I had a good friend that she was very like, we make money, and then I have this fear that we're not going to have money. I just feel
Yep.
like all of a sudden it's just going to go away. Like, and I keep freaking out about money, and I keep freaking out about money. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like we all go through ups and downs with money, right?
Yeah,
But
of course.
it's how it works. Like, and sometimes things happen, and then there goes our savings account, and then we have to rebuild. But hers is more like she's just like had this fear of like it's just all of a sudden like it just won't be available. And I was like, okay, well, we need to really work on why, but not really even the why so much, but more of how can we get to the other side of that for your belief system to now be that you can accept money, that you are available to accept money, that you are open to receiving. And it doesn't necessarily mean that tomorrow, you're going to turn around and there's going to be a $500 check in the mail. Maybe, because that happens all the time. I'm not even kidding. I find money everywhere. My husband thinks I'm insane. I'm like, there's money, 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 money. It's just like I find it literally everywhere. Money shows up in the mailbox. Money shows up randomly. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm open to receiving all forms of money at all times. Yes, I am. Yes, smiling. Right. So, it's interesting though. It does is, everybody's different with the blocks that they have. It could be relationship wise. It could be work wise. It could be, parenting. It could be all sorts of things. But, that friend of mine that was really having some money concerns. It was funny. She said, I still like have a little bit of that fear, but she said, but as we've been working on this, she's like, we're picking up more and more business and we are busier than we've ever been. And,
Mm,
it's just like, she's like, how
love
did that
that.
happen? And I'm like, well, I mean, when you shift and change, things
Yeah,
shift and change, right?
that's
I mean,
right.
that's just how it works. When you tell the universe you're ready and you're making these small but mighty steps, whether you think that they're doing something or not, bet your butt the universe is going to come back in your favor. I mean, that's just how it works. There's going to be, if you're creating some sort of action toward a goal, the universe is definitely going to help you. And that's what I reminded her of. I said, it doesn't have to be a big rush. It doesn't have to be where, we're so honed in on this that you can't think about anything else. But it is good when those shifts and changes happen and we can start removing those blocks. But then, you know what? There may be another block that happens where, she comes in and says, hey, I've gotten over this whole money thing. Now I'm having issues and I'm stuck on whatever this next thing is. But honestly, like when people come, everybody's always stuck a little bit with something, right? We all have blocks and things, that have been kind of trapped in our heads for who knows how long. Maybe since we were young, maybe it was a thought or somebody commented on something when we were a teenager, and then you just get stuck with this thing in your head. And then later in life, you're like, is that even true? Is that even a thought of mine? Where did that even come from? And then you have to hone in on, wow, maybe that isn't even mine at all. And I've been holding on to this for 20 years and it's not even mine. And then you're like, how the heck do I release this? Right. So that's another thing. It's like just really getting like going and digging deeper into, I don't want to say the unknown, but it's all of the things that we've been through and are going through. that we work through together. And so, removing blocks for people, it's a lot of fun. I do it on myself. I do it on my husband all the time. I do it on my daughter too.
I
And it's
love it.
like trickery.
You are magic. You are magic. So the best part, what I love about this the most is that you really can help people from all over the world, right? We can do this virtually. We're in such a beautiful place in the world, right? In life, in this time and space where, you can really kind of offer these modalities in such a powerful way from a virtual space and really connect and help and serve people at a very, very, very deep level, regardless of where they are geographically. um, Amber, you have shared with us about being an entrepreneur. You have shared with us about being a healer. You have shared with us about Reiki. You have shared with us about what you did not call intuitive guidance, but that's what you described to us in talking specifically about removing blocks for people. You talked about your sound healing. And, obviously the coaching is wrapped into all of that. And you are also an author sharing your beautiful, beautiful story of perseverance and inspiration for all. So we want to make sure that people know the one-stop shop where they can go and find out all of this about you. So Amber, share with us your website and how people can get into your world.
Absolutely. So it's my name. It's just www.amberwhitt.com, and Whitt is WHITT. And on the website, so if you click on, it'll show my podcast. It'll also show my YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And if you click on the podcast, there's plenty of episodes on there. There's different meditations. There's some tapping for like if you're, I think the one I used on there was for anger, but you can use literally tapping for just about anything. So there's a lot of freebies on the podcast. The YouTube channel is fairly minimal for now, but there is some cool stuff on there to go check out. And then both, all my social media stuff. So if you go to the website, www.amberwhitt.com, and it has all of that good stuff. Plus it has all of the services that I offer. This has nothing to do with the cleaning company. That's a totally separate, that's more local stuff. So but yeah, with the Reiki and the coaching and oh my gosh, so many of the things, like I do heart talks with people, all of that stuff can be done either by Zoom, over the phone. Literally, we don't even have to be like in the same anything. I've had plenty of people that reach out and say, oh my gosh, I need you. And I'm just like, okay, give me an hour. Let me, I need, because I have to get myself kind of in the right frame of mind and everything. But I'm always like, I'm so thankful. And I just always tell people I'm so honored and I appreciate you allowing me to, be with you and to work on you and all the things. So my website can guide everybody wherever and can get in my world in all of the places.
I agree. It's such an honor. It's such an honor to be able to witness and serve and support someone's path. And you did this so beautifully for people. Amber's also a great follow. I know she mentioned Facebook and Instagram. Great follow on the socials. Also has a ton of stuff now coming out on YouTube, which is even better. I love that, more kind of textured feel on YouTube with a video. I play the videos even when I can't see them and I'm, working out or whatever. I have YouTube on all the time. I literally have YouTube on all the time. This is actually going to stream on YouTube. So as soon as you're done with this, pop over to Amber's channel and absolutely subscribe to her and check out her YouTube as well. Definitely just get into her world. She's a great follow. So many beautiful pearls of wisdom that she puts out on a regular basis. In addition, obviously, to really getting into her space, whether it be physically getting into her space, virtually getting into her space, which is really kind of like the same thing nowadays. And allowing just yourself to be wrapped up in the magic that is Amber Whitt. So Amber, thank you so much for being here today, sharing your heart with us, sharing your gifts with us, your brilliance. What an absolute honor to have you walk us through some of your process. And I just can't wait for everybody to find out more about you.
Oh, I just love you. Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of you and your time, your energy, your space. Like anytime I get to be in your energy and in your just you, it's everything vibrationally, it's everything. Just like I enjoy every single second that I get to be with you. And so I
Same.
so appreciate you. I
And that
adore.
speaks volumes, right? Like, so anybody who's connected with me, right? Like, this is the same vibrational connection here, right? And this is why I'm introducing you to Amber and why I'm inviting you to connect into her world, right? Because we're vibing, we vibe at the same space in the same level, all that stuff, right? And so if you're here, you vibe with me. Amber's going to plug right into that as well, right? So thank you for actually saying that, because that's a really, really excellent point. I adore you. I love you. I am cheering you on. I love every single thing that you are doing, because there are going to be so many people that you help heal and serve through what you're choosing to do with your time and your energy. So I really, really thank you and appreciate you.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. I love it. So I can't wait.
Yay! And thank all of you for joining us for On Air with Kate Butler, revealing life's best kept secrets, which today I'm going to go ahead and identify as removing blocks. So whatever you have going on in your life, Amber Whitt is your girl. Contact her, look her up, get on her list of all the ways, and help yourself, in this way of just allowing yourself to move through whatever it is that might be keeping you small, stuck, heavy, right? Like whatever that may look like in your life, there's no judgment around it. We had a grace with ourselves that we're experiencing this in this moment, but we also get to choose to work through it. And what a beautiful support system to have that happen as we're introducing you to Amber Whitt right here on this show today. So go ahead and take advantage of that. And we will see you next time on Air. And until then, love you all and see you later. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening today. I would love to connect with you on social, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Kate Butler Books. If you're interested in accessing some life-changing tools and techniques, you can grab those right off of the homepage of my website for free, and that is katebutlerbooks.com. And you can always check back here to download new episodes from our podcast right here where you listen today. Until next time, thank you for making this world a better place just by being you.